Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk today about a thing that is really quite frustrating for a lot of students once they finish their degrees and go into the industry. And it's one thing that people don't talk about often enough, which is getting that experience so you can get your graduate role. Now, there isn't much talk in universities. Well, there wasn't at my time, and I've asked a few students now about getting that experience before your penultimate year or your second to last year. Oftentimes, even if you have heard about um, getting experience, you just attend those networking events and you have no idea. You aren't sure what exactly you should be doing at these events. Okay, so what I wanted to do was to give you some hints and tips about how you go about getting this experience and how you can set yourself up for success. So the first one I always like to tell people is to get involved in your stream as soon as possible. Now, what this is going to do for you is that you're going to start to see and understand some of the lingo that people use to talk about in your stream. So, for example, I did chemical engineering, and so I got involved in the Chemical Engineering Society at the university. Now, this was the first step that was easy and accessible. They were on site. I was able to attend. Oftentimes, they'd have events which would have someone from industry coming and talking. A lot of the time, it was quite social. So it's good to get to know the people in your stream, but also to get a handle and get networking. The next one is to volunteer on site. So if you can volunteer for that society on your campus and actually get involved. Or can you be a secretary, the treasurer, a chair, the president? These things all look great on your resume, but also give you experience in running events, managing finances, coordinating, and being part of a team. And these are the skills that you need to translate into your resume once it's time. The second one is a lot of the campuses on university do have a lot of clubs, actually. So you can do the same. If it's not in your engineering club, you can do that in your any other club on campus as well. The next one is to check with your academia, your local professors, lecturers. They often have projects and things that they run on the university, and they're often looking for students to come and be involved in that. So that's a real good opportunity while you're on campus, getting involved and doing something that actually contributes to experience that's worthwhile on your resume. Now, the next one is getting connected with your societies, your engineering society. So, for us here in Australia, Engineers Australia is a great one to start with. They've got a free student membership, and this allows you to come and attend a lot of the talks that are happening in Engineers Australia, a lot of the networking events. And once you've arrived at those events, just essentially go up to people and say, "Hello, I'm, a chemical engineering student here at the uni. I'm interested in finding out what typical jobs look like. What do you do?" That's a good opener for people to say, well, look, I work at Hatch, or I work at whatever the company may be. I work here and my role is to do this and to do that. And they can give you a bit of insight. And you say, hey, can I get your card or your business card, or can I find you on LinkedIn, and connect immediately? Okay, so these connections are really handy once you start to look for opportunities, and even ask, do you know if they're looking for any students right now? Okay, so that's a tangible thing you can do. First of all, ask what they do, ask to connect with them on LinkedIn, and then ask if there's any opportunities for students to be working there right now and whether you can get an in. Okay, because this is what's important. And that element of networking is fantastic, particularly when you're at these networking events. Another good opportunity to network is at the careers fair or career expo, career exhibitions. All the universities will hold these exhibitions. I mean, now it's post-pandemic, so in face-to-face events may be a bit scarce, but these are great opportunities, once again, where employers are actually coming to the universities to sell themselves and are often looking for students. So really understand, what do you guys offer? What are the perks and benefits of working with you guys? How can we work together? And that's a good opportunity to really get to understand what the companies are doing, and to get an in. If these are companies which will have often internships or graduate programs available. So these are a great place to start. Now, if you don't have any engineers societies or professional associations to get networking with. And if you don't have career expos, another thing is to just find out from your own personal networks. If you go to, I don't know, if you're part of a sports club, or if you go to a church, sometimes a friend of a friend's friend may be an engineer, right? So really try and dig into those conversations, find out who they are, connect with them on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'm a student in engineering. I know it's critical for me to have experience by the time I graduate, and I'm really looking for an opportunity. Okay, please, guys, it's really critical, because a lot of people have come to me and said, I've finished my degree, but I can't get a job, but everyone's looking for experience, and I don't have it. Or maybe the internship that they did in their third year wasn't sufficient, or didn't meet the criteria for the current roles that they're looking for. So this is really important to start doing as soon as you can. Okay, and another opportunity is to try and get some temp jobs. There's some temp jobs or temp agencies which allow you to get a 3-month contract. Oftentimes it may be doing some administrative type tasks, but these are still handy, right? You can still use these and leverage off the opportunities. Another good option is to use the career center that you have on site. So these ones will enable you to help you update your resume. They will let you know some hints and tips to allow you to get those roles that you're looking for. They often know which companies are hiring, which ones you can maybe write letters to, cold call, and just seek out an opportunity. If it's paid, fantastic. Sometimes if it's unpaid, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, it can also just be worth your while, simply to get that exposure, to get that experience, and to be able to leverage it on your resume. I always tell people that whatever experience that they've had, they need to be able to be in a position to make it work for them. Okay, so what I mean by this is let's say you were waitressing, or maybe you're a flight attendant, or something that seems like, what the heck does this have to do with engineering? Well, it actually has a lot to do with engineering, right? So first of all, you were able to do a lot of problem solving in that role, customer resolutions. You're able to have difficult conversations under stress, right? You're able to resolve conflict. You're able to provide quality customer service. So it's really about trying to pull through. You're able to problem solve. You're able to resolve issues once they arrived. You're able to perhaps train others. When new waitresses come on board, were you part of that training process? You're able to be part of a team, right? You're able to coordinate resources. So on the offset, it looks like something may not have much relevance to that role, but if you dig deeper, what actually did you have to do? Um, my examples, I went to, what did I do? I did some call centers. I worked at a call center, and I leveraged the customer service, the ability to communicate effectively. I leveraged that off my example. I worked at a fruit picking. I went to remote farms across Australia, and did fruit picking for one of my holiday vacation works. And I was just able to show that I'm flexible, I'm adaptable, willing to learn new things, able to gain new networks from overseas. So really, just that showed the social element. There wasn't too much I could draw from that, but willing to travel in order to find new opportunities. And then I got some experience related to engineering, working for BHP. They had a site right next to my university, a technology center. I was able to work there while I was at university, which was so profound. They had like some 6 and 8 hour shifts that I could do, sometimes in the afternoon. Sometimes I had to do some night shifts. So really, I was able to work it around my lectures. And then the final experience that I got was with Newcrest, and this is at their gold mine in Orange. So again, having to move from Newcastle, go a little bit far out to get that experience, to get something that I could present on my resume. Okay, so I really want to show you guys that there's so many options and so many ways for you to get that experience. It's crucial for you guys, right, to be able to get your foot in the door. But the last element, once you've got all this experience, once you've put it into your resume and made it look stellar, the last piece of the puzzle is to be able to sell yourself. Right? Sell yourself in that interview. I know a lot of us don't like to do it. A lot of us are shy. A lot of us start to be quiet when someone says, "So why should we hire you?" And you're like, uh, I No, guys, you really need to practice, okay? Practice builds that confidence, builds that progress, and allows you to be able to sell yourself. So look in the mirror, okay? Record yourself on your phone. How are you stuttering? Are you not coming across as though you own your experience? This is the last piece of the puzzle, guys. So remember to use your STAR principle. What is the situation? What is the task at hand? What are the actions that you took, and what is the result? Okay, so really try and practice using that method to own your experience and to sell yourself for that role, right? So as a result of me, I was at my fruit picking scenario, and one of my friends actually got stuck under the tree, and I had to essentially call for help. I had to make sure that they were okay, make sure that they were in a safe position, called out for help, had to use my mobile and make sure some other people were tasked with helping them. And as a result, they were able to be carted back to safety, and we got an ambulance on site. So really that shows, that I was able to respond quickly. I was proactive. I was able to be decisive. I was able to leverage people that were close to me and get them to also assist in the rescue plan, and then I was able to ensure that the person was carted off to safety. So you see how some sort of example, which probably wouldn't have seemed relevant, actually shows that one, I'm able to keep my team and other peers around me safe. Two, I'm able to coordinate and make decisions in times of high pressure and high pressure environments. And three, I'm able to coordinate resources to work together for the good. So really be able to sell your experiences that you get across these years for that to nail that job. So I really wanted to just come and spend some time today telling you about how you can start to get established in time for that career role. I hope to see you on the next episode of Chronicles of a Female Engineer.